we'll transition here into the best time of the week, the best time of the week, and that is our game picks. Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, week 6 in Allegiant. I just call it the spaceship, so I always kind of forget what it's called, but it's Allegiant, but it looks like for anybody who's been there, looks like a spaceship. Like, just looks like a giant spaceship. Allegiant Stadium, a game that you have to anticipate will be heavily crowded with Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Always is. Steelers fans travel to Vegas. I think they live there. I think Pittsburgh Steelers fans live primarily in 2 spots, and that is, I guess, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but we could really go like all of the surrounding area. You could go all the way up to Scranton, Pennsylvania. I grew up in the black and gold country everywhere, and you could probably go down to you, or at least pretty close to you.
Yeah, certainly West Virginia.
So definitely West Virginia, and then Vegas, and then Vegas. So they're traveling west. They head to Vegas. Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, week 6. Hit me with the lines, then we'll make our picks.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers, despite losing in back-to-back weeks, are still road favorites in this one. They are -3 on the road against the Raiders. The over-under has come back down to reality a little bit for a Steelers game at 36.5. So -3 in favor of the Steelers and 36.5 as the over-under.
Okay, I like that. I like the 36.5. I think that's a good one here, especially because they're going to win by 20 plus. I like the 3 because, again, they're going to win by 20 plus, so it keeps it close, keeps the odds in. For those of you feeling money line, you want to mess with it a little bit, go plus set or -7, -6.5. Maybe you're probably going to get some good odds on that. I will be one of them. And again, you can listen to me because chances are I'm not going to make that bet, but I am. But I am going to make that bet. So do with that information as you will. What's our record here? You picked Pittsburgh last week, correct?
I picked Pittsburgh last week. So as of right now, Noah, you are 3-2 on the season because you have picked the Steelers in every week. I am 2-3 because I picked against them in week 1 against the Falcons.
Okay. We're getting to the half of the season where I'm going to have to start picking against them. And I think next week might be the first game I do pick against them. Depending on
there's plenty of opportunity in the back half of the season to potentially pick against them.
That's what I'm saying. Let's get realistic here, but bold at the same time, if you catch my drift. Pittsburgh Steelers, Las Vegas Raiders, week 6. I'm sticking with it, my friend. I'm sticking with it. Pittsburgh Steelers, 24. And the only reason they only scored 24 points is because they take their foot off the gas at the end of this, because this is a Pittsburgh Steelers game. Let's be realistic. They're not scoring 35. They're not winning the game 35-10. That's not what they do. It's not what they ever do. 24. Pittsburgh Steelers, 24. That gives them 3 touchdowns and a field goal. I don't think this is a big Boz day. 3 touchdowns and a field goal. I think at one point during this week, we got like a Chris Boswell plus 60. We'll toss it in there. 60-yard field goal from Chris Boswell. 24-3. Pittsburgh Steelers run away with this one. This is not a bump game for the Vegas Raiders. This is an Aiden O'Connell is about to learn how miserable the Pittsburgh Steelers will make his life to start this one. Antonio Pierce got his bump. The bump is gone. You don't get 2 bumps. And Aiden O'Connell's already got a bump. Now you're adding 2 bumps of Aiden O'Connell and Antonio Pierce, and you're trying to bring a third into the same mix? No way. It's over. You ran out of those new quarterback, new coach boosts. It's done. Pittsburgh Steelers 24, Las Vegas Raiders 3. I can't wait for that graphic to go up on Sunday and for this game to end at like 7:30 in the afternoon Eastern time for me to say, called it. I'm going 24-3. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. What's something that scares you? For me, it's the obvious ones. Death, loss, failure. Halloween lets us have fun with what scares us, but what about those fears that don't involve zombies and ghosts? Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears while finding ways to overcome them, because sometimes the scariest thing is not facing our fears in the first place and holding ourselves back. I'm somebody who's benefited from therapy for a long time, and I've been an advocate for therapy for years, and I'm excited to tell you guys about BetterHelp. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/allsteelers today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/allsteelers.
Okay. I got one question for you before I go into my spiel here.
Yeah.
You picking with your heart or you picking with your head here?
Both. There's everything that tells me this. Everything that tells me
Everything?
this. Justin Fields understands the situation. He understands two things, okay? He understands that there might be some opportunity because I don't know what Mike Tomlin's saying him. Chances are Mike Tomlin's lying a little bit when he's speaking to Justin Fields, but I don't know what he's being told. He's either being told one of two things. One, this is an opportunity for you to keep this job, that you can go out there and prove to us I should be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, at least in week 7, and then we'll take it from there. Or he's being told Russ is really shaking the rust off, and then he will be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. And either way, it says, okay, I have to go out there and I have to show the entire NFL that there are no questions that I am a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Why? Because if the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to put their faith in me, I have to shut all this nonsense down, and he's got a massive mountain to climb to do so with Russ being back. And if Russ is the guy and the Steelers are going to make him the guy no matter what, he's got to show the entire league, hey, you can't forget about me in a couple months because I'm going to be worth the starting quarterback job. And he's going to go out there and he knows what's on the line. He's fully aware what's on the line, whether he wants to acknowledge it or not. On top of that, Jaylen Warren's going to be a massive boost. You're finally going to get a running game. I don't care what his rep count is. You're going to get a running game. That's going to be huge. And the Steelers defense looked so bad last week that I have a hard time believing they're going to look bad this week. They might look a little bit bad, but I mean, they looked so good against bad talent the first couple of weeks. What I get, like, Joe Flacco and Dak Prescott are not in the same category as Bo Nix, whoever the backup is in East. No, it was Tyler Heineke, a beat up Justin Herbert, and a beat up Kirk Cousins. They're just two totally different categories of quarterback. Aiden O'Connell is Tyler Heineke-esque. That's where I would put him. I just don't think I think logically there's no chance for Vegas here. And I believe Justin Fields is going to do some crazy things in this game. So a little bit of both.
I like your passion. I like your answer to my question. And I think it almost changed what I was thinking. And actually it did change what I was thinking a little bit for one of the scores, but I actually have a higher offensive day than you. I just have a little bit more faith in Aiden O'Connell than you. Here's what I have to say. This is the 4th time the Steelers have played the Raiders in a row. But last season was the first time the Steelers had beaten the Raiders on the road since 1995. However, undefeated against Vegas as the Raiders on the road. More importantly, this is the first time all season that the Pittsburgh Steelers are starting the same 5 offensive linemen for a second consecutive week. Add the fact that they get Jaylen Warren on top of that. Add the fact that Justin Fields has his back against the wall. I see the most points that we have seen from the Steelers all season long. So with that in mind, I'm going Steelers 27, Las Vegas Raiders 17, because I'm not going to disrespect a guy in Aiden O'Connell who ended last year on a hot streak, was part of that 60-point performance for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I don't care who they were playing. 60 points in the NFL is impressive. I was surprised that he wasn't the starter out of the gate. I think that him coming in is going to help them because I think that this team wants to play harder for him. So I'll give them 17. 27-17 is my final in favor of the Steelers.
I can't believe there's like a part of me judging, and this is on me. This is not about you. I can't believe there's a part of me judging a 27-17 win. Like, I'm like, that's a terrible score. That's a terrible prediction. Like that. I can't believe I'm judging that. And that's on me. That's a great score. Sounds very logical. Mm-hmm. And there's a part of me going, man, that's a bad score. It's a really bad score. I don't know. 17 points for Aiden O'Connell. Okay, we'll see what happens. I mean, Bo Nix put up 6. 10, 6.
He put up 6. I think 9. Sorry, it was 13-9.
9. I was going to say 6 does not sound right. Yeah, it was 9.
No, that sounds like too large of a margin of victory.
I was like, I remember this being closer. I'm just saying. But we'll see. Hey, you're right. Aiden O'Connell, 60 points is a lot of points. He was facing Easton Stick, So different.
Was he
but
though? No, he was facing the Chargers defense.
he was facing Easton Stick. Let's be honest. He was facing Easton Stick.